on to the late afternoon. It's the Jets at the Dolphins. This game originally was supposed to be Jets at the Chargers, I believe. But yeah, things got shuffled around, and now the Jets are going to the Dolphins. Doesn't really matter for the Jets because they're going to lose anyway. The line open up Dolphins -8. It's still Dolphins -8. So who do you like in this game?
First, I'm annoyed that the Chargers game got moved because I was in most of my fantasy leagues very much banking on being able to start Justin Herbert at quarterback next week. And then I had to cut him before last night's game in one league, and now he's free agent. I'm so mad about that. I know people don't care about hearing about fantasy teams, but I had to get that out somewhere. Anyway, I think it's funny that the Dolphins were like plus 8.5 last week against the 49ers, and now are like an 8-point favorite this week. But I'm still going to be on the Dolphins here for at least a couple units. We're fading the worst coach of the NFL that's currently employed. That's Adam Gase. At this point, Le'Veon Bell is being run out of town and is likely to be traded. It's just like every day there's some new type of disaster with the Jets, and yet they're still sticking with Adam Gase instead of saying, all right, let's cut ties here. Let's do something to try to fix this team before he tears it apart completely. And, you know, I get some people might see this line and be like, oh, this is a little of an overreaction to what Miami did to the 49ers. But the Dolphins have been very good against bad teams this year. Beat the Jaguars by 18 on Thursday night. They also, you know, just crushed the 49ers and made Jimmy G's life a living hell. I see them doing the same thing to either Sam Darnold or Joe Flacco, whoever starts. Le'Veon Bell's not going to be focused on this game if they're trying to trade him. So they only really need to shut down Jamison Crowder in terms of offensive weaponry, and the Dolphins have the secondary needed to do that. So I can see Miami just routing the Jets as the team continues to lose faith, at least player-wise, in Adam Gase. So, yeah, I'm going to be all over the Dolphins, probably 2 to 4 units on this. Just got to do a little more research and see how this whole Le'Veon Bell thing unfolds.
Yeah, so I'm on the Dolphins too. I called them one of the most underrated teams in the NFL last week. You know, their 3 losses have been to the Bills, the Seahawks, and the Patriots, and those teams are combined 11-2 right now. And one of those losses, the Patriots came to the Seahawks. So, you know, really could be 11-1 or something like that. So, yeah, the Dolphins are a lot better than people think they are. They're extremely well coached. They have some great aspects to the team. Like the receiving core is really good. Their cornerbacks are excellent. I know they have some weaknesses. You know, their pass rush isn't that great. Their offensive line is not very good. But they have some core strengths, and that's something the Jets can't say. The Jets don't do anything well at all. They have the worst coach, as you said, in the NFL right now. And I just think that Brian Flores should be able to coach circles around Adam Gase, and this should be a blowout. You know, it would take something very odd for this game to be close, like some kickoff returns, some weird fumbles return. Like I just think the Dolphins should win this one easily. So yeah, I like Miami here. And when you were talking, you brought up the fact that the Dolphins were 8-point underdogs and now are 8-point favorites. That has happened 35 times, only 35 times since 1989. And it's actually going to be 36 and 37. Because the Patriots are in that same position as well, because they were huge underdogs against the Chiefs, and now they're going to be big favorites against the Broncos. So it's kind of cool that it's only happened 35 times in since '89, and now it's going to happen twice in the same week, which is weird. By the way, there's no angle on this because teams in that situation are just 18 and 17 against the spread. So
that's a great stat. Like I didn't even think that had happened so few times in the last like 30 or 40. I can't do math today. 31 years. It happens like just a little bit over once a year, and we're getting it twice in a week. That's crazy. And Eric, you dropping Alexander Madison. Oh, that's so painful. Like,
this is a rough year for fantasy. It really is. So if you're doing fantasy for the first time, you're getting a bad taste in your mouth, and you may not do it again. I promise it's a lot better than this. It sucks, but it is weird this happening twice. And I'd like to thank killersports.com for, you could just type in anything and it'll just pop up. So that's how I got those numbers right away. Great. It's a great site to get some data.